Hey guys, Chris Baker from Team Westside Discs. I'm out here at Skybreed headquarters at Ravenshire disc golf course in Bowling Green, Indiana. Just wanted to give you a quick mid-season in the bag here. I just started bagging the new Westside Discs Noble, so you can pick that up. It's a really great mid-size bag. There is the Empire. It's a little bit bigger than this one, but this holds everything I need. I'm really liking it so far. Lots of pockets. I've got pockets on each side for phone and my rangefinder. They got bigger pockets here if you want to put a jacket. You can even put some more discs in there. Some little slide pockets here too that you can actually put an upshot disc. Got room for an upshot disc here. Holds a lot of stuff. I've probably got 25-30 discs in it. So just want to go through what I'm throwing right now. I'll start with my putters. So I'm currently putting with BT medium shields. I really like these because they don't have a ton of glide and they're really good in the circle. I putt pretty hard. I'm a spin putter and even putt with a little flat to ante, so they just kind of pull out straight in the chains. So loving those. I do bag a lot of upshot discs. I keep most of those in the top here. One thing I'll mention too, you'll notice is I'm kind of weird about how I organize my discs. I organize them by color, kind of in rainbow order. So when I throw my yellow disc, I know my yellow disc is missing when I'm out playing around or throwing in the field. So I try to have no different colors on my drivers and then no different colors on my mid-ranges and throwing putters. But with my upshot discs here, pretty much my main backhand upshot disc is the slammer. I have a classic hard slammer here that I've had for a while. Got it kind of beat in. I like throwing these on a fan grip, so I'll throw them on a little bit of an ante and then those fight out and land flat. Occasionally when I need a little bit better grip, I have a lucid slammer, or if it gets a little bit windier, I'll throw this. Same thing, just like a backhand ante, and then let it kind of pan back out to flat and sit down. When it's really, really windy, these help a lot at landing close to the basket. I do have a soft shield in the bag. So this is pretty beat up. It's starting to get real puddle toppy. I throw it on like a patent pending backhand upshot when I'm pinched off and need to kind of throw an ante and get it to float and then sit flat. And then a new disc that I've been bagging that I really, really like is the Culprit. And so I've got 3 in the bag now. This was the Moonshine Prime that we received. And I've got this one beat in. I love it on forehands. It's flat. It's a little bit slimmer profile than a Harp, which is good. I have smaller hands, so I love it on forehands, touch forehands. And then I'm actually starting to throw it really well on backhands too. I can throw it pretty hard, and it doesn't go farther than about 260 on it, which is a distance range that I've had trouble with. So I have this Prime Moonshine, and then I just added the Chris Clemens Lucid X Culprits to the bag. And I can get a little bit more pop on a forehand on these. So this is my main one, and then I just added this backup. Out here at Ravenshire, it's the kind of course that I can't afford to lose one because I throw it on a lot of holes, so I got a backup for that one. So those are my upshot discs. Onto my throwing putters and mids. I throw for my straight putter shots, I throw the Maiden. And so I just added this Matty O Tournament X Maiden. These things are awesome. They can handle some power, some torque, so I can throw them pretty hard, and they'll really just fly really straight with just a little bit of fade at the end. I mean, I can throw this probably up to like 270, 280. Really, really good disc. And then I have a slightly used BT Hard Maiden that has beaten in to be a turnover, so I can throw this on a hyzer, it'll pop up and then ride over to the right a little bit. Onto my mid-ranges. I bag, we'll start with most overstable. This is a disc that everybody needs to have in their bag. It's a Westside Anvil. Just really overstable, great for forehands, great for backhand skip shots, just super awesome utility mid-range disc. And then my straight mid-range, I bag 2 gatekeepers. So I have my VIP gatekeeper with my Fall Series fundraiser stamp that I did a couple years ago. This is straight with just a little bit of fade. It won't turn over. And then I've started cycling these BT hybrid gatekeepers. You'll see a lot of these with fundraiser stamps on them. This has the BT hybrid stamp on them. So I'm beating these in, and they'll like pop up and push really straight and then just lay down straight. And then if I need more turn on my mid-range, I'll throw the Retro Fuse. The Retro, surprisingly, is pretty stable out of the box, but they do, because it's the Retro, it does beat in pretty quick. So this one I've had for a couple months now, and I can throw it on a pretty steep hyzer. It'll pop up, push straight, and then have really late turn at the end. But it's consistent, and the glide is really good. I can actually get these to go pretty far. Moving on to my fairway drivers. My most overstable is I have the Goldline Burst Pioneer. I just love how the Pioneer feels in my hand on forehands, and on backhands I can just kind of rip over on it and it just comes out and finishes hard left. If my anvil's not far enough on a forehand, I'll go to the Pioneer on a forehand. My next fairway will be my Explorers. So I bagged 3 Explorers. Probably my most used one is this Ricky Wysocki Opto X from a few years ago. These things are super flat and feel great on a forehand. I can throw them a little hyzer on a forehand, they'll pop up but still finish hard to the right, and I can throw it pretty much as hard as I want on a backhand. They'll never turn over, they just kind of push straight with a good healthy fade at the end. So I have this as my main one, and then I have this other Opto X as a backup, same mold, same run, just in case I lose that one, because that one's so important. And then I've been cycling the Goldline recycled Explorers. I have beat these in to be very straight, so I can throw them on hyzer, they'll pop up, ride a little bit right, but then still have a healthy Explorer fade at the end. And then my understable fairway that I've been throwing a lot lately, I guess I got a couple. First is the Fusion X Maverick, the Zakk Melton Fusion X Maverick. So I didn't click with Maverick for a while, and then just finally gave this one a chance a few months ago, and because it starts out pretty overstable, it started to beat into exactly what I'm wanting, and I can throw it on a hyzer, it'll pop up. It's basically like a longer fuse for me. Pop up, work to the right, and then just sit down. If I need to go a little longer, I'll go with the Vandal. This is the Valerie Manduano Fusion X. This one is actually surprisingly stable, like wouldn't turn much at all for me brand new, but it's starting to beat in and turn a little bit. And I'll actually even use this for forehands in the woods. I can throw it on a hyzer and it'll pop up and push flat before it just tiny bit of fade at the end. So I'm starting to learn how to forehand. These Fusion X are really flat. Most Vandals have a little bit of dome, but this Valerie one is a little flat. Moving on, I carry a little bit faster. I carry the new Westside Discs VIP Ice Bear. This is the first run that just came out. They sent us a couple of these to test out a few months ago, and I really enjoyed it. It's definitely goes farther than my Explorers, but not as far as my distance drivers. It's an 8-speed, but it has a ton of glide. I'll use it on backhand hyzer shots up to like 320, 330. And actually, I'm really happy with how well it forehands. In the woods, if I want to throw a forehand that flips up and then has good finish, I'll actually forehand it. It feels really good on a forehand. My Vandal's a little straighter, but then this will actually have some finish to it. I'm bagging this one VIP Ice. And moving on to distance drivers. Actually, I do have one hybrid driver in between my fairways and my distance. I'm bagging a Opto Musket. So Musket is a 10-speed. It's kind of between my Explorers and my Bears and then my distance drivers. If I need a little bit more distance, up to like 350, 360, but I don't want to go too fast, I'll throw this. The grip is really good. I can actually forehand this pretty well too. So Opto Musket. I've started bagging swords again. I bagged Grace for a while and really liked the Grace, but we've had some new swords runs come out recently, so I'm currently bagging 4 swords. So my most overstable is the Tournament X Erica Stinchcomb swords. These are really, really overstable for a sword, and I can throw them as hard as I want and never have to worry about them flipping. They just basically hyzer out. Slightly less overstable is the new Erica Master Sword. That's a Glimmer X sword, and these go far and they have a lot of glide, and they're just a tiny bit less overstable than the Tournament X. That's kind of my middle of the pack sword. And then I have an older hybrid sword with Erica stamp on it. This is the longest disc in my bag. I can throw this on a hyzer, it'll pop up, work to the right, and then glide out and fade just a little bit back. Plain hybrid sword. And then this is my flippiest sword. This is just a straight VIP sword with team captain Chris Villa's stamp on it. It came out of the box really understable, which was great because I needed one that was understable. So I can throw it on a pretty steep hyzer and it'll pop up and work right the whole way pretty much and never really come out of it. So it's good for shaping lines. And then last but not least, I bag a couple rives. The one I use the most is the Tristan Tanner Orbit Rive. And I just love this disc, the feel for forehands. I mean, even on shorter holes, sometimes I'll throw forehands with this disc just because it feels so good. I'm very accurate with it. If there's any headwind at all, or if just absolutely can't go to the right, need a hard backhand that goes left, I'll throw this one. And then I just got this one for my buddy Steve. It was green. I needed a green driver. So this is just a stock Royal Rive. It's actually a little more beat in, so it goes a little bit straighter, but it's still plenty overstable. So yeah, that's my bag. I'm really enjoying the Noble bag. It's comfortable on the back, carries everything I need. Go check it out on Skybreed discs, skybreed-disc.com and dynamicdisc.com. I'll check back in with you guys in a few months here. Thanks.